Today is Dirt Bike Friday.
What's up, Throd Squad? So I'm about 2 seconds away from picking up the Yz250 frame from Powder Coating. I'm extremely excited about it. I got Legend with me right now. Just him and I on a guy's trip. We're getting ready to go pick this frame up. If you guys are as excited about this build as I am, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. As you can see, we're rolling up right here. Ooh, better turn the windshield wipers on to TNT Powder Coating. So let's see how this frame turned out. All right, so I just got the frame all loaded up and it looks amazing. I am just so happy with how it turned out and the quality of everything. Here's where my VIN number is right here. They didn't want to sandblast it, or they didn't want to powder coat it because they said the powder coat would fill in the VIN numbers, but I think it looks amazing. I can always touch this up with a little bit of black paint if I want to. And here is the subframe. It's all wrapped nice for me. So they were expecting me to have it laying next to each other, but it looks so awesome. I'm so happy with it, and I cannot wait for this build to continue. So let's get home. All right, so it's time to put this motor in, and this thing is looking freaking sick. Now, unfortunately, I'm kind of an idiot, and I didn't go buy gloves, so I'm gonna have to be doing all this with my fingers, but whatever, I do it for you guys. Look at that, just like stained my skin red. All right, let's go throw this on. Get the first bolt in. So right here I have my radiators. As you can tell, they're a little crusty. So I already started to polish this one out, and I pulled out my handy dandy bench grinder with my Prime MX wheel on it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna polish this all out. As you guys can see, I did polish this one pretty decent at the start. I didn't get to the back side, obviously. I just did a quick little polish on it. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna polish both of these up real quick. I'm gonna time lapse you guys on that, and then I'm gonna get ready to put these on, as well as get my nice blue Tusk aluminum radiator hoses put on, and then this thing should be pretty much complete. I am gonna wire up all the wiring, and today I'm just gonna get everything to do with the motor all situated, so that way I can come by later on and get this swing arm powder coated. Well, polished. I haven't decided if I want to powder coat it or not, only because these bearings are still pretty good, and I don't know if I take them out, I'm probably gonna destroy them. So I might just polish this whole thing out and make it look nice. I haven't completely decided on that yet, and I know you guys are like, well, why are you gonna ask us? Well, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section if I should powder coat it or polish it out. I think polishing will look good, especially because the triple clamps are gonna be all polished out. These wheels are gonna be polished out. They are XL wheels, so I'm just gonna polish them out, re-shine them up, and clean everything up, make them look nice. I do have to take this one apart and put new spokes on it, so that's definitely gonna be a process in here. And yeah, pretty much like I said, guys, leave in the comment section down below what you guys want to see continue on with this build. But for today, we're just gonna get the motor and everything else completed.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
All right, so now that these radiators are all polished up and looking nice, I'm gonna actually be installing them, as well as putting on the new radiator hoses. I think this is gonna turn out super amazing. After I do this, then I'm gonna wire everything up and put everything together. So that way, at least the whole entire motor and engine bay is gonna be running. Guys, I wanna hear this thing start just as bad as you guys do, but I'm not gonna start it until everything's put back together.
It sound right, boys.
So after test fitting this hose for the radiator, it was kind of pinched right here. And the reasoning for that is because this is just a little bit longer than I need. So I'm just gonna take a simple razor blade and I'm only gonna cut about this much off right here. So that way I can just have it fit perfect. So I thought these were gonna fit perfect right out the box and be the perfect fitment, but with certain parts, you never know. So sometimes you do have to modify things just a little bit. So now that I have that cut off, now let's go throw it on. And then, so things that you wanna have, obviously, is you would like to have it to where you can tighten your clamps when you put them on. So make sure you line your clamps up for everything that you do and slide it on. Get it in nice and tight. There we are. And now the bottom one, what I'm actually gonna do is I actually don't want you guys to actually see this from the outside of the bike when you look at it. So I'm putting it this way, so when I screw it in, it'll be on the inside. So that way all you'll see is a band on the outside of the bike when you're actually looking at the bike. It'll give it a cleaner look. It's the little things that count. It's the details. The details always make everything look nicer. So let's get this slid on. And it still looks to me like it's just a little bit kinked, but let me see when everything gets put on correctly. Let me slide this all the way up. There we go. It took a big portion of that kink out that was right here. So it does look a lot better. You guys can see right here, there was a huge kink right there. And I want the most water flow I could possibly have on this bike. So the least amount of kinks, the better. And I think that looks pretty good. But let's get this all the way down. There we are. Perfect. There we are. That kink is almost all the way out. And we'll slide it all the way up and in. And that way gives it the proper angle right there too. Perfect. That looks so much better. What do you think, Alyssa?
I think it looks good.
Yeah. Up to the Throd Squad.
What up, Throd Squad?
All right, let's go, guys. This thing is looking so sick. I just had to stop and take a minute to just appreciate how well everything is coming together. I mean, this bike, obviously I don't have the front forks on. Obviously I don't have the rear swing arm on. Obviously I don't have the rear subframe on. Obviously I don't have the new graphics. The new plastics that are getting on here, which is gonna be so sick. I'm gonna have probably the only plastics for this bike in the US. This bike is gonna be so sick. So just check this out. This thing is so sick. Man, so far this thing is coming together. It looks freaking amazing. Let's do some more work. So I can't in good conscience put anything on the bike that I don't think looks nice. And I think you guys can see what I'm saying here. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be putting some simple green. I'm gonna be cleaning everything up, and then I'm gonna be creating my own wire loom using electric tape. And I'm gonna basically be cleaning all this up and making everything look nice and as simple as possible. So that way when I put the whole harness back on, I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, you got your CDI box right here. You got your coil right here. And that's about it. There's not too much to it. As you guys can see, bam, how much nicer does that look? That only took me a whole maybe 5 minutes. All right, now that was a little difficult getting this bolt in up here, considering the radiator was already on. But what I did is I tucked all the wiring, so you guys can see it all. It's all gonna look super flush in here, and it's all gonna look super nice. But now I have the other side to do. Right here, this is for the kill switch right here. This leads to the CDI box, so I'm gonna have it tucked up in here nicely so you won't see it when the gas tank and the plastics are on. And then these right here, I believe these go to the carburetor if I'm 100% correct. And then this plug right here tucks down, goes up around, and then comes back up here underneath and then plugs into this plug right here. But what I'm thinking about doing is I think it's probably not the cleanest way of having it wired in. So what I'm thinking I might do is I might solder and splice these later on, and I'm gonna have it run up right here along this tube. And then I'm gonna have it directly clip into there. I see why they did this. It's for aesthetic reasons, to have it hidden, tucked back over here underneath the exhaust and go around. But I know that gets kind of hot. So maybe what I might do is I might run it down in here, between here, and then come back up in here and then go in there. I think that's probably gonna be the best bet as far as this goes. If you guys made it this far into the video, dude, smack that like button. And you guys are the best. You guys are the reason why I actually do YouTube. You guys are the reason why I film videos for you guys, and why I like to hang out with you guys more than my normal friends, because you know what's up. All right, let's finish this up. Okay, so I've gotten a lot done so far. I do have this Tusk shift lever that I just got in the mail, but you guys can see I wired everything up, tucked it all up nicely. I have the zip tie up here to hold this up because I wanted you guys to be able to see this polished engine mount, because I think that just makes the bike look awesome right here. So what I ended up doing, like I said, I zip tied it here. I made it come down underneath here and then zip tied it up and around in here. So that way it's nice and tucked away and then comes up and then goes back in here. That way it's just not sitting, because originally it was sitting right here underneath the exhaust. And I know this exhaust will get hot and I don't want it to end up melting the wires, even though it wasn't. It had a heat protectant on it already, but the way it's routed right now is gonna be so much nicer. And then of course, when there's a skid pan underneath here, it's gonna cover all the way up to like that. So it's not gonna affect anything down here. And it's definitely gonna give it a much better look. So I also put this vent hose down and zip tied it to the same zip tie right here that goes down. But as you guys can see, it definitely looks a lot nicer. I have this routed up right here for the carburetor, but it's gonna sit up here like this until the carburetor is ready to be installed, and then these will plug right into the top, so it'll keep it nice and tucked up in there. But next thing's gonna be installing this Tusk shift lever. But of course, having the shift lever installed once the motor is in here is a lot easier than putting it on and then installing the motor. So let's get to it. Can we just take a moment to just appreciate how nice this looks? And this is just gonna look so sick on this bike. It's definitely gonna complete the look of it. All right, of course, I just can't wait for things to get done, and I don't wanna forget that if I tighten this up or not. But if you guys are watching right now, you guys are some Throd Squad savages. You know, you guys are freaking rad. And I love every single one of you guys. And you guys just keep me motivated. And you know what? I thought about it and I said, nope, you know what? I'm not gonna slack off and I'm gonna get this thing tightened on and I'm gonna get it done right. So there we go, all tightened on, looking fresh. Now that we got it all tight, we can put this mount back on. I don't want this thing falling off. Everything's too fresh to be falling on the ground yet. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so that's going to conclude today's video. I just realized I didn't actually film an outro outside when I was editing this video. So what we can do right now is I'm going to show a picture right here, which is what I'm going to use for the thumbnail of how the dirt bike actually looks now with that shifter linkage on. I know I didn't show it, but I'm just making sure I get this video out so you guys can have a Dirt Bike Friday, and stay tuned for 240 Tuesday. We're getting a really cool 240 and we're going to be posting videos of it every single week. So that's something definitely to look forward to, especially if you guys like car content. If you guys like dirt bike content, every Friday is going to be dirt bike content, and from now on out, I'm going to be doing 2 videos a week, 1 video on Tuesday, 1 video on Friday, and if we do a special collab video or a special video where I'm reviewing or updating something, that's going to be done usually on a Saturday, maybe a Monday. So, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Remember, dream big and stay happy.